You're listening to the Spend 10K a Day podcast, brought to you by the performance marketing experts at Mute 6. This is your source for cutting-edge insight into the world of online advertising from the team with more Facebook case studies in 2016 than any other agency on the planet. Here are your hosts, Steve Wise and Stuart Anderson.
Welcome back to the Spend 10K a Day podcast. I am Stuart Anderson. With me, as always, my good friend Steve Weiss. We are talking today about connecting what you're doing on Facebook ads with what you're doing on the email marketing side. Steve, obviously, there's a lot of ways you can connect the two. Lead ads, driving traffic to the site, and grabbing emails, sharing audiences between what you're doing on the email side, your custom audience data in Facebook. Let's talk about some of the best ways, some of the most effective ways people can connect those two worlds to get better results on both platforms.
So remember, people find out about you, they engage with your brand, but sometimes they don't buy off of a Facebook ad.
Yep.
But they could actually come onto your email list. And you always want to make sure that the message from your email is very synergistic with where people come in at.
Absolutely.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is how advertisers we work with and how I've done stuff in the past with lead ads, of connecting lead ads to our email cycle. That's very important. So lead ads has the ability to be integrated with a number of different ESPs now. There's a tool called, I think, LeadsBridge that actually integrate the two between multiple email providers. And what we like to do is we like to actually run lead ads top of funnel. And with lead ads, you could actually, besides just getting an email address and a name, you could have what you call qualifiers in the lead ad. You could have a qualifier of just asking people for where the household income, gender. You could have qualifiers that actually allow you to target this user based on demographic, which is really cool. And then you could append that email back into your database. And you could have a custom segment just going out to people who've come in from a specific ad through lead ads. That's worked really well. Creating custom segments around lead ads captures that you're doing converts incredibly well on Facebook. But remember, you don't want to just have a name and an email and a form. You want to have other qualifiers which qualify people that they're a quality user for your product. So number one, leveraging lead ads plus custom segments in your email provider, in your email service provider. Number two, remember, Facebook is a life cycle marketing platform, very similar to email. So when you connect your email to Facebook, now you have the ability to target users based on their prior user behavior on your email list. So let's say you're running, Valentine's Day is coming up, and you're a flower company, and you're running a specific deal to previous customers from last year. Well, people are going to respond to that email differently. Some people are going to open it up, some people are going to click, and some people are going to buy. Well, with Facebook, now what you could do is you could have a different email message to all the people who didn't open up that email. You could have a different Facebook ad to all the people who clicked on that email. And you could even have a different Facebook ad, maybe an upsell type ad to all the users who actually purchased from that email. So it's really important, to connect your email marketing efforts with your Facebook ads, because it'll not only up the conversion rate on your Facebook ads, but it'll also keep a consistent message across all your channels. I think is really important, because the worst thing in the world is to, give away a discount to a user or a customer who just paid full price. I see that happen too often, and that just pisses customers off. That's why I always say, super important to connect whatever you're doing on your email to your Facebook ads.
Definitely. So, talk to me a little bit about, some of the audience sharing you can do. So obviously one of the things we do a lot with companies that have been doing a lot of email marketing is they have information, they have various different lists, they have lists of purchasers, people who have opened certain emails.
Yep. There's
all these ways of connecting to that, obviously with your custom audience data. What do you feel are some of the really, really effective ones that people can do?
So that's a two-part question. Number one, the easiest way to connect the two. So I think MailChimp just came out with a direct integration into Facebook.
Yeah.
So now you could start building custom audiences around the way people engage with your emails. Marketo already has a direct integration.
Yeah, the MailChimp integration for that has been right, but MailChimp actually just came out with a feature where you can actually build Facebook ad campaigns, it looks like.
Yeah, so I saw that email come in yesterday that you could actually build on top of MailChimp Facebook ad campaigns and then manage those campaigns in Ads Manager, which just makes, from a time perspective, just building a campaign builder a lot quicker. But again, for some of the enterprise level people in here, like it might not be the solution of solutions. Yeah. But to get back to your question specifically, how do I connect the two? Because a lot of the stuff is I want to build audiences on the fly. I don't have to export all my clickers and re-upload it to Facebook. I don't want to have to export my purchasers and so Marketo, Klaviyo, some really good ESPs, they actually allow you to directly build audiences inside of Facebook from their system based on prior email conversion data. So what I like to do when I start building segments inside of emails is I like to start taking my best segments. Buyers who bought within the last 30 days. Buyers who bought my product. Obviously I could upload those emails into Facebook, but if I'm using my ESP, I could build that audience from my email service provider into Facebook. Another segment is I like to build clickers, people who've clicked on my emails within the last 30, you can even go longer, within the last 90 days. These are people who've engaged with my brand outside of Facebook. That's really important because I want to feed Facebook the data of people who are engaging with my brand outside of Facebook so I could build lookalike audiences of these users. I want to feed as much data back into Facebook to allow them to make better intelligent decisions on who is most likely to purchase my product. So those two are the big segments, clickers and buyers. You can go back buyers over the last 30 to 60 days, and then you can even get more creative with it. You could actually have people who buy specific products. Yeah. Which is, if you're a multi-SKU e-commerce site, you could have people who just bought shoes. Mm-hmm. You could have people who just bought shirts. And then you could feed that buyer data right back into Facebook to create segments with. Or, if you really want to go crazy with it, you could take it to the next level. You could have people who clicked on ads within the last 30 days for shirts. Yeah. People who clicked on emails for shirts. People, you could have people who've clicked on deal-related emails. And you can start segmenting all the way back to specific products that people have clicked on from your emails and build audiences around that. It really depends on your assortment of products as well as, how many emails that you're sending and how big your list is. But you could really do a lot of fun stuff by connecting your email to your Facebook just by taking this prior engagement and connecting it to Facebook.
Yeah. I think, really, really good information there. Let's talk a little bit about something we talked a little bit about before, generating emails. We focused a lot on lead ads. Obviously, lead ads have been pretty effective for the most part in making it easier to generate emails from Facebook traffic because obviously they're right there. You can build out forms. It's easy. Some advertisers have seen great success with it. Other advertisers have not seen great success with it.
It doesn't work for everyone because remember, Facebook is pre-populating people's information into the lead ad. Yeah. They just do it because they want to get the highest conversion rate. So some people, they're on their mobile phone when the lead ad happens. It's only mobile, and they just see, all right, I want that, and they see their information populated. They don't think about it. They just boom, submit. So remember, like if you want someone to submit their real information for a product, you ask them to always input their information instead of pre-population. In the lead gen world, it lowers the actual quality of the lead. So getting away from lead ads a little bit, not to be a big cheerleader for one company, but we love Bounce Exchange. Bounce Exchange has continuously delivered really high conversion rates from predicting when users are about to drop off a funnel and then bringing value to those users on top of a shopping cart or on top of a website. Yeah. We've used their service numerous times for a lot of our clients. That's one solution, to really capture the email address somewhere in your funnel and then build really intelligent, re-engagement campaigns to that user. Yeah. But I would say that the best users that you're going to capture are people who are coming to your website. The other segment, which I think is really important, getting more into the segmentation of your emails, is the people who've is the people who've submitted their information to the shopping cart but haven't bought.
Yeah.
That's another giant segment, not only from your email marketing, segmentation, but also from your Facebook ads. Having a specific ad going out to all the people who've entered their information in the shopping cart but haven't bought. I think if you could really target that user from a retention perspective with a unique ad or unique personalized experience, you're going to see your conversion rates go through the roof.
Yeah, and just one kind of quick correction, actually, on one thing. Facebook lead ads are available on desktop now.
Are they?
Yeah, so they're not just mobile only. They're not used extensively, which is why you probably don't see them a lot on desktop. But they are available on desktop, and I think they are coming to Instagram. They're working on a feature now.
Yep.
So,
I know they are coming to Instagram. But again, pre-population, that's the reason why if I were to give Facebook team a little bit of advice, I would say, allow us advertisers not to pre-populate lead ads information. It literally lowers the quality of the lead.
Yeah.
We're going to get into this later on, but there's a text messaging strategy too that we've worked on in the past of taking the information we're getting from lead ads, capturing a phone number, and then connecting that to a text message-based CMS system, and then driving people to websites via text message.
Yeah, it's surprisingly effective, like very effective.
It's amazing because people respond a lot at a higher level to text messages, and if they give you consent to text them, then you're able legally to text message them. But I think that's the evolution of marketing. I think that people are starting to look at Facebook as a life cycle marketing platform and less just an ad platform. And I encourage everyone to really look at email marketing and look at Facebook as almost, and try and marry the two together. Because if you do that, your retention campaigns, I always get questions about retention marketing. If you're able to marry Facebook and email together, your retention campaigns will skyrocket. Because remember, it's all personalized ad experience. I just keep saying that word, personalized ad experience. If someone sees an email for this code, don't give them, for this discount code, don't try and sell them full price.
Yeah. It's absolutely true. I mean, you always hear, what's the big buzzword? Contextual. Contextual relevance. Anything you can make more relevant to somebody, obviously it's going to be more effective. Obviously you want to do it without kind of seeming creepy. If it's too relevant and they're just like, how do they know all that information? I think we as Facebook marketers know that Facebook has a lot of information about people, but yeah, you always want to make something more relevant, because if it's more relevant, it's more likely to strike a chord and get somebody to make a purchase action. Yeah. So obviously a lot of things you can do connecting, Facebook ads to email marketing. I think one of the big things I would say, closing out this topic is you really don't want to be doing one or the other. These are two things. Like if I could pick only two things, if I'm a business, if I'm a company, if I'm a consultant, whatever I'm doing, and I can only pick like two areas to really focus on marketing wise, in 99 times out of 100, it would be email marketing and then, paid acquisition on Facebook ads. It's really these are the two that can drive the most traction for the vast majority of businesses. One other thing that I want to talk about on this episode is B2B. Yeah.
And, companies that aren't e-commerce companies, I feel like a lot of the content out there and a lot of people talking, it's all e-commerce really. E-commerce. And, we're e-commerce marketers. It's our bread and butter, but I come from the lead generation world. I used to be in the call center world. I used to generate lots of mortgage debt consolidation, all types of financial service leads. And everyone always asks me, what is the opportunity for Facebook for both B2B marketers and lead generators? And I think that, connecting your CRM, your customer relationship management system, whatever you're using, whether it's Salesforce or any of the plethora of tools, connecting that to Facebook is you see incredible uplift. If one of your reps talks to someone on the phone and literally gets them interested, then they see a Facebook ad right after that for a similar product offering or a similar deal to get them back into the funnel. Facebook is great for nurturing people through the buying cycle, even if you're a B2B business or if you're selling via the phone. And I always encourage everyone who listens to this podcast to always think of Facebook as a key way to nurture people into making a buying decision.
Completely agree. Well, I think this has been a pretty action-packed episode. There's a lot of good information here. And
we're going to do at some point in the near future, we're going to do a B2B focused podcast.
Yeah. It's a whole episodes worth of
yeah,
material.
and we have a lot of strategies that we've incorporated on the B2B side for targeting business-minded people. And there's so many areas, so many little nooks and crannies and strategies that we've seen work at scale for B2B, and I really want to share them with the wider world. But for this podcast, I want to keep it kind of high level, keep focusing on always iterate on your email to your Facebook. I think that marriage needs to happen, and that'll help your retention campaigns grow and scale.
Sounds good. This has been another episode of the Spend 10K Day podcast. We look forward to seeing you next time. I'm Stuart Anderson.
Yep, Steve Weiss. Thanks, guys.
See you next time.